My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica from Nvidia's GPU conference in San Jose. Other people want to make friends. I'm just trying to make you a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate and teach you. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. When your stocks are going down and you don't know why, it's a pretty good bet that everybody else's stocks might be going down too. So do not take it personally. As the people in this hall, the Nvidia conference, the GTC convention, know all too well, as many of the public companies saw their stocks shelled mercilessly today for no particular reason. Some of these companies are doing amazingly. Yep, on a day like today, when the Dow shed 260 points, S&P lost 1.07%, NASDAQ tumbled 1.71%. We're all experiencing, but I can only say is, some painful shrinkage. Now, we know in real life shrinkage can mean a lot of things. Making things smaller, shoplifting, and of course the classic George Costanza anatomical definition that I don't need to go into any more than that. But in this business, shrinkage means paying less for the same earnings that you were willing to pay up for only just a week or two ago. You'll also hear this called price to earnings multiple compression, and we see it all across this market, notwithstanding the reprieve from selling that we got on Friday and Monday. How about those great days? So, why is this happening to us? Why do our stocks go down when nothing's happened to the companies underneath? Look, when everyone's terrified that a piano's about to fall on their heads, they don't want to get hit by the baby grand. And right now, they don't want to own the falling stocks either. So they sell. But they can't get a good price anymore because too many people want out for the same reasons. They think that stocks are overpriced versus when we consider what could lay ahead. Right now, we're in the grips of such fear that after 2 up days, it's a virtual jailbreak from the get-go, as holders of stocks simply aren't interested in anything positive. They know that weakness is coming, and they're simply anticipating it no matter what good they might hear. Sure, they can't see the weakness, but if the administration keeps talking about how we're transitioning, how the economy needs to make some painful adjustments, then any big rally like they had Friday and yesterday will become magnets for sellers. People just don't want to stick around waiting for the next tariff shoe to drop, even as I think that if we get back to where we were last Thursday when the S&P was down 10% peak to trough, we are going to have to start buying stocks in a lot of the tech companies that surround me. How pervasive is the negativity? Well, we had a real test case today, didn't we? Today, Jensen, perhaps the most influential CEO of our era, gave his keynote speech to GTC, which we all know as the Woodstock of AI, but he said it's become more akin to the Super Bowl. When you put 17,500 NVIDIAs and friends in the SAP arena in San Jose, you'd expect some sort of impact on the stock market, or at least in the stock of NVIDIA, but that sure didn't happen. Today, we learned that nothing's more powerful than multiple compression, as NVIDIA's stock actually slid $4.10. It declined 3.4%. I say, ouch. Okay, I can see a bear case here, although I don't share it. My Chapel Trust has a big position in stock. NVIDIA stock isn't cheap unless everything goes right. And in this climate of fear environment, it's hard to see everything going right, even for a company that is this special. And oh my, after watching today's keynote, always reminds you how special it really is. Just because 17,500 people get together to listen to Jensen, that doesn't mean you're going to get higher stock prices. Sometimes the tape is simply against you, end of story. At the keynote, Jensen delivered a terrific roadmap for his next-generation technology. NVIDIA is in full production for its most lucrative product, the Blackwell, and Blackwell Ultra is on the way, more lucrative. We saw devices that will make self-driving much safer. We saw devices that can reason, make decisions that we can't make because we're humans and we can't figure them out. We saw technology that can prevent wildfires. We heard about a spectacular partnership with GM to put AI in their cars and trucks. Totally additive. He had some very confident things to say about the data center build-out for AI, which he sees reaching $1 trillion surprisingly soon. But those didn't matter today. Jensen told us that he's gearing up for the next big thing in 2026 with the Vera Rubin. He likes to name chips after people, and Vera Rubin's the astronomer who discovered dark matter from Philly. We know that business needs more computing power, and the Rubin has it. Second half of 27, we're going to have the Rubin Ultra with even more compute. The specs were greeted with oohs and ahs. He talked about how much energy these chips will save, too. He talked about personal AI supercomputers that can do everything humans can do, and also play a good game of tennis. Yep, 2027. But what do we care about teraflops or stacked electronics or quantum photonics on a day like today? Teraflops might as well be calflops. Then there are robots. So many cheers, so much excitement. Physical AI, robots of every kind in every industry, training robots requiring huge amounts of data. Blueprints built on Nvidia can make those robots work, helping to solve the chronic labor shortage in this country. They will need so much compute that I can't imagine Jensen will ever meet the demand. Yes, that's right, the orders here are through the roof. I thought it was dynamite to watch. They are coming, they're around the corner. But in this market, nobody wants to wait for what's around the corner. We're not going to take our, well, you know what? We're not taking a rain check on even the greatest of robots, which I saw today on the screen at the keynote. So all these announcements from Nvidia might mean everything for the future, but they meant nothing for the today. New partnership with Disney and Google that creates whole new worlds that everyone loves. We heard about the announcement of Groot N1. Hey, that could be legendary. Didn't matter, other than to make us laugh on a tough day. You know what's most unfortunate? I think Jensen Huang could have raised numbers today if he wanted. He could have taken them up big, right? That's not that kind of conference, but he could have. But you know what? I'm glad he didn't. Might have meant nothing to the stock anyway. Yes, the invisible disease known as multiple compression is just that powerful. And it really comes after tech stocks because they tend to be very expensive. Nvidia stock isn't all that pricey, but the expectations for the keynote were high. So even though it was spectacular, nobody's going to care in this environment. Who else gets hit besides Nvidia? How about anyone else involved with AI, given that AI is so hard to understand? If something is unknown and it costs a lot, like a lot of the AI stories, then its stock is going to go lower on a day like today, just like everything in the AI complex has been coming down for weeks. After that, people sell what's known as enterprise software. There are tons of those companies, right? They make businesses run efficiently. We have tons of venture capitalists love to foist these upon us when they should be selling them to other businesses. The way that Wiz sold itself to Alphabet today for $32 billion. Nice. When the market's going up, the growth hounds can't resist buying these enterprise software stocks, but they can't resist selling them on the way down either. Sell. Especially when they're worried about the economy. Next, they crushed the high-priced biotechs. Remember when those companies were bringing a lot of revenues but losing a lot of money? Well, we don't care, at least not in this environment. What we think about is sell. And then they do the same thing to the industrials. As Treasury Secretary Besson keeps talking about a pause, that means we're no longer willing to wait for something around the corner because the street just gets longer and longer and the corner further and further. Here's the bottom line. This latest round of multiple compression came on a day of wonderment about artificial intelligence. And even with Jensen's fabulous speech, multiple compression was just much more powerful. You know what? It's going to stay that way until we get through this environment, either because the White House backs off or because stocks come down to the point where we simply get used to it. Let's take calls. Let's go to Erica in New Jersey. Erica.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I'm new to your show.
Thank you for calling in,
investor.
Erica.
Yeah, I love your show.
Fantastic.
I'm new to it. All right, so I wanted to get your opinion about SoFi. We have a small position in it. I almost sold it last week at 18. Watched it go up, took a long time.
All right.
And then I hit the pause button and it plummeted to 12.
Let's not worry. Let's not worry. Okay, this is run by Anthony Noto. He's doing a super job. I know that right now stocks are for sale. I don't want you to sell it. It can come down a little bit more. Do not panic. The company's in good hands, and the stock was up a great deal not that long ago. I think you're fine. I'm not saying it can't go to 10. I am saying that Noto's money good. All right, multiple compression ruled the day, even though Jensen gave us a fantastic keynote address. And I think, unfortunately, it's going to stay that way. We got to get through this uncertain environment, but we will get through it, and we'll get through it together. Mad Money tonight. It's day 2 of Silicon Valley, and I'm sitting down with some of the biggest players in the AI race. Do not miss my exclusive with Dell, Snowflake, and ARM Holdings. Plus, what's the road ahead for American Express as the company celebrates 175 years? I'm bringing you my conversation with its CEO. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.